Now, White Pine County Daily News with Wyatt Cox.
And KELY News, sponsored by Sahara Motors. The Kawasaki KX450, built out of the box with everything you need to dominate the track. Check it out today at Sahara Motors and let the good times roll. Just 5/100ths of an inch of precipitation fell when the rain finally got to Yellen Field last night between 8 and 9. Look for fair skies over the next 7 days. Today's high just 67 degrees, but we should be up into the 80s and touching 90 by the weekend as the bipolar weather pattern continues. White Pine County Commission meets in special session at 9 o'clock this morning, facing both a hollowed-out front office and a looming legal battle. Commissioners will review efforts to fill 4 key roles: the Finance Director, Human Resources Director, Accounts Payable Clerk, and Golf Course Director. With Finance Department currently reliant on interim support from a private consultant, the board is expected to approve a temporary contract with I. Bailey LLC. That deal, capped at $18,000, would bill the county between $170 and $396 per hour just to keep up with accounts payable. Today's meeting a prelude to Friday's hearing in the 7th Judicial District Court. Treasurer Catherine Baccarat and Recorder Christina Shady are suing Commission Chair Paula Carson. The lawsuit alleges Carson bypassed public meeting laws to fire the previous finance director, concealed a payroll study that showed county employees were paid well below market rates, and sought unauthorized access to county financial systems. KELY will carry that meeting live from the library conference room starting at 9 o'clock this morning. For a deep dive into the court documents and the controversial payroll study, visit KELY1230.com. White Pine County Sheriff's Office handled a busy day of calls in Ely on May 4th, including thefts, domestic disturbances, and ongoing investigations. Deputies investigating an attempted burglary at a local business and vandalism at a vacant apartment. A report of stolen documents from a motel room also taken, while another theft involving fuel was resolved as a civil matter. Multiple domestic disturbance calls handled, including one involving an alleged battery. Other incidents were resolved on scene without further actions. Authorities also responded to a death at a residence, identifying the individual as Janine M. Locke of Ely, the death believed to be from natural causes. One arrest made: 41-year-old Ronald J. Taylor Jr. on an Ely Justice Court warrant. His bail set at $5,000. He is innocent until convicted in a court of law. Turning to White Pine High sports, swimmer Libby Whalen making a strong showing at the 3A Southern Region swim meet. After qualifying in 6 events, Whalen competed in preliminaries in the 50-meter freestyle and 100-meter butterfly, advancing to finals in both. She heads into Friday's championship heat, seeded 3rd in each race. Coaches say the 50-meter freestyle field is extremely tight, the top 8 swimmers separated by just fractions of a second. In the 100-meter butterfly, Whalen overcame a delayed start but still delivered a strong performance to secure her spot there as well. Top 4 finishers in the finals will advance to the state meet. White Pine High School turned in a strong showing at the Class 2A East Region Boys Golf Championship Tuesday in Fallon at the golf course there. As a team, White Pine finished 2nd overall with a score of 373, trailing only Oasis and securing a spot at the state tournament. Individually, Travis Peterson led the way for White Pine, earning medalist runner-up honors with a 78, just 1 stroke off the top spot. Teammate Zayden McClintock also placed in the top 5 with a 91, helping anchor the team's performance. Additional contributions came from Hunter Baldwin, Riker Gardner, Matt Ellis, and Shershawn Sweatich, rounding out a solid team effort against regional competition. With the top teams and qualifying individuals advancing, White Pine will now look ahead to the state championship, carrying strong momentum after a 2nd-place regional finish. And Lehman Cave's tours returning to Great Basin National Park just in time for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. Park officials say ranger-guided tours will resume Friday, May 22nd at Lehman Caves, with up to 13 daily Gothic Palace Lantern tours offered. The 30-minute tours will take visitors through the first 2 rooms of the cave system. Reservations strongly recommended and can be made up to 30 days in advance, as walk-up tickets at the visitor center are limited and often sell out quickly on busy days. Officials say a full schedule of cave tours expected to return later this summer once ongoing lighting upgrades are completed. In state news, a federal election complaint targeting Republican U.S. House candidate David Flippo, a contender in Nevada's 2nd Congressional District primary. The filing, submitted by fellow GOP candidate and former Eureka County Sheriff Jesse Watts, alleges Flippo used campaign funds to pay rent on his personal residence. That's a violation of federal election rules that prohibit personal use of campaign funds. Campaign finance records show the Flippo campaign made more than $10,000 in March to Blue Sierra Realty, labeled as rent. The complaint claims those payments were tied to a Reno area home where Flippo has hosted campaign events. Now, Flippo denies the allegation, saying the payments are for a separate rental property in Sparks and that his personal home in Reno's Skyline area is paid for privately. In a recent interview, Flippo said, "We're renting a house right now. We just recently moved up here. We want to find the right place when we purchase." Campaign officials said lease agreements support their claim that campaign funds were used for a different property. The Federal Election Commission complaint is under review. 2 Democrat candidates in Nevada's 2nd Congressional District race have dropped out and thrown their support behind another contender ahead of the primary. Josh Hebert and Sam White abandoned their campaign and endorsed Morgan Wadsworth following a prior agreement among several candidates to unite behind a single contender if needed. Wadsworth said the move is aimed at avoiding a split vote in the primary, strengthening the party's chances in the general election. In his withdrawal remarks, Hebert praised Wadsworth's ability to connect with voters across the district, including rural communities, and he highlighted her appeal to younger voters. The consolidation comes as candidates position themselves in a competitive primary to represent Nevada's sprawling northern district. And the last remaining resort in Primm, Nevada, set to close, marking the end of casino operations along the Nevada-California border community. According to reports, Primm Valley Casino Resorts will shut down its final property by the 4th of July, following earlier closures at Whiskey Pete's Hotel and Casino and Buffalo Bills Resort and Casino. Employees have been notified they have to vacate company housing at Desert Oasis Apartments by July 6th. The closure impacts multiple properties, including Primm Valley Resort, Primm Center, and Flying J. Company officials acknowledge the hardship in the statement, while plans are underway to connect affected workers with assistance through the state's Rapid Response Program. The shutdown raises new questions about the future of Primm, once a busy stop for travelers on I-15 between California and Las Vegas. At 8:21 for Sahara Motors, that's your news from the state of Nevada.
You see lots of commercials on television telling you to drive a little and save a lot. Dealers wanting you to drive to Salt Lake, Elko, Reno, and even Las Vegas. But ask them one question. What happens if there's a problem? Do you have to drive 3, 4, or even 6 hours to get service? Here at Sahara Motors in Ely, we service everything we sell right here in White Pine County. Shop here first, get our best deal, and you get that best deal by telling Shauna that Wyatt sent you by. Then if you want, shop other places. When you account for the drive, you'll find that it pays you to be a part of the Sahara Motors family. Stop by Sahara Motors, just about a mile north of Ely on US 93. Sahara Motors, we are White Pine proud.
Tell Shauna Wyatt sent you by.